All right, we are now into part 4 of looking at and breaking down this lawsuit between DJ Envy and Tony the Closer. And this is the piece where DJ Envy is talking about the defamation and the slander. Actually, there are two parts. We're going to do this one, then there's a count where they start to break down the counts of defamation, tortious interference, and all of that. But here is why this is so tricky to listen to. DJ Envy is saying he was not a partner. We've looked at Cesar Pena's website where he has that DJ Envy is a partner. And then you see down at the bottom, it says he's a client. I went over that in a previous video, but I want to look at Tony the Closer's Instagram now, especially this one piece that you see here where they're on the elevator.
What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy. Remember that, Jay? Join us July 31st right here at the Jacob Javits Center. We're doing a real estate seminar talking everything real estate from Airbnb to wholesaling to flipping. Not only that, you can partner with us on some deals. Make some money with us, your partner. And we'll see you July 31st.
And you see that he says you can partner with us on a deal. And so that that right there, that's coming from his own mouth, things that he is actually saying about working with them, and you can partner with us on a deal. So again, it becomes a little tricky for him to sort of say, I wasn't a partner, when both he and Caesar are both using that language. Now, his fallback has been, if you pull up the company's documents, I'm not listed on the company's documents. Well, that just means you are not an owner of the company. It doesn't necessarily mean you're not some sort of business partner, which I think is what is being alleged here by Tony the Closer. But let's go back to this lawsuit and take a look at that. Like I said, we're on, I think, part 4 now regarding the defamation. It says defendant maliciously defames Mr. Casey to increase his social media followers and sell real estate courses. And this one's pretty long. This one's, I guess, about 4 or 5 pages. After defendant played the illegal recording of Mr. Casey's call with Mr. Robinson, defendant then proceeded to conclude his live posting by beginning to maliciously make false statements of fact about Mr. Casey, including the following. So let's backtrack here for a second. This illegal recording was a call between Tony the Closer and DJ Envy. DJ Envy did not know the call was being recorded. Florida is a 2-party state, so you have to have consent of the party who is making the recording and the party who's listening to the recording. You have to have his consent, and Mr. Casey, DJ Envy, is saying he didn't have his consent. All right, so let's see what this was, what happened next. He says, it says, I never said Envy took a dime. I said Envy knew what was going on. I never said Envy stole a blank dollar, but I said he knew exactly what was going on and he didn't say a blank thing about it. From these statements, defendant clearly articulated to his hundreds of thousands of followers in New Jersey and across the country the false allegation that Mr. Casey was somehow aware of the alleged theft by the Penas from their investors before the lawsuits against the Penas were filed. And so, yeah, that's interesting. Before the lawsuits were filed. At this point, defendant, Tony the Closer, falsely claimed that Mr. Casey was aware of the Pena's alleged theft of investors' money, but was careful not to assert that Mr. Casey personally stole money from investors. So what they're saying now in the complaint is that Tony the Closer was saying that DJ Envy knew what was going on. But over the next 2 months, as defendant's false statements drove increased engagement with his potential customer base on social media, he expanded the scope of his false statements and began falsely asserting that Mr. Casey had, in fact, scammed, stolen, and was facing a criminal RICO charge for the Pena's alleged theft. Well, now that's interesting. Immediately after the Instagram live post, defendant posted on Twitter that DJ Envy got mad. I said his real estate seminars are trash. Defendant then tweeted on May 28, 2023, I hate being questioned when I'm not doing wrong. ish just offends, and you can see what that says. On May 28, 2023, defendant posted a video containing testimonials for his own real estate course products, comparing them to Mr. Casey and asserting that DJ Envy and Flipping in New Jersey, I got $1 million. Bet my real estate students are more successful and ain't been scammed. Defendant's social media presence grew as he continued to make posts about exposing scams, and he embarked on a personal vendetta to falsely label Mr. Casey as a thief and scammer who had personally stolen investors' money. This became a common pattern across all of defendant's social media platforms over the coming months. He would persistently defame Mr. Casey, accuse him of criminal acts such as thefts, state that he had committed fraud, and then generate thousands of reactions, comments, and views based on those posts. Defendant would then immediately shift to promoting his own real estate investment course and other products, either in the comments of the exact same posts or marketing posts advertising his courses and merchandise immediately afterwards. On May 30th, 2023, defendant posted on Twitter that I've been called a clout chaser by 4 scammers, but ain't been wrong yet. Throughout June 2023, defendant continued to refine his new business model and increased social media success as an enemy of scammers, posting attacks against alleged scammers and then quickly advertising his real estate courses. On June 23rd, 2023, defendant posted on Instagram, Tony the Closer top 10 list of scammers 2023 drops, and you see the hashtags there. On June 29, 2023, defendant posted an updated list of Tony the Closer top 10 scammer lists on Instagram, on Twitter and Instagram, generating thousands of likes, more than 1,300 comments, and hundreds of thousands of views across both platforms. On July 10th, 2023, defendant posted on the Meta Threads social media platform, they call me a clout chaser, but all the ish I was saying is true, and then reposted that message on his Instagram account. They're just giving a blow by blow, day by day of everything at this point. On July 12th, 2023, defendant posted on the Facebook Threads social media platform, go back now and look at every scammer I called out and see which one I wasn't right about. I'll wait. And then reposted that message on his Instagram account. On July 19th, 2023, defendant posted on Instagram about DJ in the Caesar scam and alleged that Mr. Casey had stolen $750,000 in settlement funds from a victim of Jeffrey Epstein. On July 19, 2023, defendant retweeted his Tony the Closer top 10 scammer list, now featuring at the top spot DJ Envy and Flipping NJ and Jenny Tips. The list was then posted on defendant's Instagram account the next day. On or about July 20, 2023, Mr. Casey's attorney served a cease and desist letter upon defendant, demanding that he stop making these false and defamatory statements about Mr. Casey. Defendant posted a copy of the July 2023 cease and desist letter on his social media and commented, looks like Envy gonna sue me. Defendant then doubled down on his claim that his defamatory statements regarding Mr. Casey were completely accurate, responding to a question about how the First Amendment would protect him against defamation claims by asking, where's the lie? On July 26, 2023, defendant retweeted his Tony the Closer top 10 scammer list, still featuring at the top spot DJ Envy and Flipping NG and Jenny Tips. Defendant then posted that tweet on Instagram, adding that his criminals list has been updated. On July 27, 2023, defendant posted on Twitter that DJ Envy about to get hit with the real estate RICO. On July 28, 2023, defendant had descended even further into a malicious smear campaign, replete with defamatory falsehoods, bizarre racist commentary, and personal insults, and posted an almost 1 hour long Instagram live to his hundreds of thousands of followers, filled with false, malicious, and completely inaccurate claims that Mr. Casey had committed theft. So let me stop here for a second because I want to go back to this one about the real estate RICO. So this was July 27, 2023. And at this point, the question you ask is, where is this information coming from? Did it really only include Mr. Pena, or did it also include DJ Envy? And is there actually a real estate RICO case out there? Is the federal government coming after both of them for that? On July 28, 2023, defendant had descended even further into malicious smear campaign, replete with defamatory falsehoods, bizarre racist commentary, and personal insults, and posted an almost 1 hour long Instagram live. And I think I already read all that. Key malicious falsehoods broadcast by defendant in this particular Instagram Instagram posting include the following statements. I just love the fact that the Rashawn Casey is going to jail. I'm ready to talk some tonight. That DJ Envy done stole these people's money with flipping. I mean, okay, you can read all that yourself. Yes, it gets a little ugly there. And you can see this part here where he's referring to his skin tone. Could have just sat back and did honest, ethical business and made money for a lifetime, but he gonna let this little and his wife come and get his business now. It's in shambles. I want to see him in jail. You steal millions of dollars, I want him in jail. There ain't gonna be no Breakfast Club. That's gonna be my show. After posting another half dozen assertions that Mr. Casey was a scammer and Ponzi schemer over the next few days to generate additional publicity and earning potential, defendant then posted the ubiquitous advertisement for another flash sale opportunity to purchase his real estate course for the low price of $197, advertising that he already has 2,000 active students in his investing course. The false statements regarding Mr. Casey continue to generate substantial publicity for a defendant, creating opportunities to reach new customers and generate additional income for a defendant and his companies through the sale of his real estate guru investment courses and other services to first-time buyers who want to earn $20K per month. Defendant's false statements about Mr. Casey being a thief and being part of a Ponzi scheme has resulted in Mr. Casey being sued directly as an additional party defendant in cases where investors have brought suit against the Peñas for an alleged real estate scam. As recently as August 2nd, 2022, defendant falsely asserted on Twitter that Rashawn Casey and Cesar Peña real estate Ponzi scheme leaves investor in financial ruins after $350K investment. And defendant also incredibly asserted that an investor had committed suicide after being defrauded by Mr. Casey. It is clear that defendant will continue to make knowingly false, malicious, and defamatory statements about Mr. Casey across his social media channels because those statements generate publicity, increase his social media following, and further his financial interest by allowing him to increase engagement with new customers and make money selling real estate courses to new viewers. Mr. Casey has been forced to bring this action to correct the record and turn off the fire hose of malicious false statements by defendant and protect his reputation and business relationships, current and future, from the ongoing harm caused by defendant's intentional actions. So that is how they wrap up that section before they get to the jurisdiction. And that's what's next in the parties. And we're sort of already familiar with those. But in the next video, I'll go over the counts, which are defamation and slander. And then you also have the tortious interference there. And you've got a couple more too, like invasion of privacy. But I want to pop back over to Tony's again, because you did, I should have clicked back on that because there was this one piece. Whoops. There was this one piece here where a person said, let me see if I see it. It may be gone. Where he was just saying, well, I can't find it. I don't know where it is now. But it was like, you keep tagging. Here we go. Okay, maybe it was not this one. Maybe it was another one. But a person had said, you keep tagging DJ Envy, but it's all about what Caesar is doing. So here was one of the top 10 lists that he was talking about. And so on this one, you don't even see them listed there. And then here's one of the ones where he's talking about they're at number 1. And so this goes back to July 19th. And then at that point, you see that he really just goes all in on some of this as it continues to sort of blow up there. But there you go. That's where things stand with that. So hopefully that brings you up to speed on part 4 of this particular lawsuit that's going on. Let me know in the comments if you've been following that and if you had seen that top 10 list as it was being updated. And if you saw some of those videos where DJ Envy is sort of saying they're partners, talking about Cesar Pena, but now saying they're really not partners. And you can see why someone might sue him if they think that they're partners and that he helped promote this real estate investment course. But go ahead, don't forget to like, subscribe to the video, and